doing all those stuff. That's what we're going to see. The task given to me is to talk about Navarathri. Navarathri பத்தி நிறைய பேசியாச்சு, வருஷா வருஷம் நம்ம பேசியாச்சு. So today I'm not going to take much time. I'm just going to say why we have to do what he asked us to do. Those 2 points. Why we have to come to the temple and why we should contribute for the development of such devotional activities. Okay? In the next speech, if possible, I'm planning to talk about, okay, coming to temple, okay, and I'm praying to the God, but which God? He or she? That's going to be our next topic. If it is he, why he? If it is she, why she? Okay? And then we will talk more about Durga and the puja mantras and what we have done. The kids have very beautifully organized the Kolu here. So what's happening, all those stuff we will be talking. But today, so what is the purpose? Why he asked us to do all those stuff and why we should come to the temple every day? I'm doing my duty, I'm going regularly, going to work more religiously. Then what? I'm earning, I have a family, I have a house, everything is okay. Then why I should do? How much I should depend on the devotional grace for me to achieve my goals of life? Should I just simply submit myself and do nothing on my behalf? Or should I also continue doing what I'm doing and at the same time come to temple? That's what I'm going to do. What we can expect from the God? To what extent the God will go if we go nearer to them? Even if we take one step closer to Him, He takes several steps ahead to reach to us. One beautiful story. One very popular neurosurgeon, because I'm a physiotherapist basically. A very popular neurosurgeon in India. It's a very touching story for me. I don't know, hope that remains same for you guys too. So there was a very popular neurosurgeon in Mumbai by name Dr. Prasad. He's very popular and he was invited for a lecture in a conference that happened at Calcutta, now Kolkata, right? And okay, he decided the next day morning was the conference and he took the flight the previous day night. After some time, the flight had some technical issues and they have to emergency land near Jamshedpur. And of course, they came down and then he saw it's around 4 hours journey from Jamshedpur to Kolkata and the conference was in the morning. So he thought, okay, we are still good, we can take a taxi and go there. He hired a taxi and they started from Jamshedpur. After a couple of minutes, there was heavy rain and it's too dark and the car also gave some mechanical issue and it stopped somewhere in the forests, or maybe some villages. There were nothing around them. So it all stopped and he came out. In those days, they didn't have the cell phones. So what we used to do, we go to somebody's house, take the telephone and talk, right? So the doctor thought, okay, at least let me go check some houses if they have telephones, call someone from the organizers to arrange pickup. So he went, there was only one dwelling there, he went and knocked the door. There was a couple, they came, they said, oh, it's raining, please come in. And he asked whether you have a telephone, I just want to make an emergency call. They said, unfortunately, we are not that rich to have a telephone. So, but you can come have some coffee, tea, because it's too cold and it's raining. They invited him, made him sit, and they were talking and they were doing something. He asked, what are you guys doing? The lady was telling, we were arranging for the night puja, usually we do before going to bed. Then he started the topic, why are you guys all believing in this? What are you going to achieve by doing all these puja? Why are you doing? And the lady was telling, no, we believe in God 100%. He will do whatever He want us to achieve. All those regular arguments, right? The ones between believers and non-believers. All those arguments came on, and the lady was very confident that God will do anything for their betterment. And the argument was going, suddenly he saw their elder son came and he had some different movements, and the doctor asked, till now they didn't know that he is a doctor. So he asked, what happened to your son? They said, the son got fit attack, seizure attack, epilepsy. He asked, why don't you get treated? Of course, we went to several doctors, they all said, he needs a surgery, brain surgery, and there is only one doctor in India, and he is in Mumbai, and his charges are very exuberant. We cannot afford that kind of treatment. And then we surrendered to God, and we told God, if you want to save our son, bring the solution to our footsteps. This is what they prayed. The doctor was totally, there was no words for him. Why there was a conference that day, why he took a flight, why the flight came down at Jamshedpur, and why did he take a taxi, and why did he stop at that place where there was nobody else? And then why did he went and knocked at that particular door? There is no reason. But they believe that the God will bring the solution to their doorsteps. That happened. That is how much the God, we never know, right? This happened in this Kali Yuga, right? So in Mahabharata, the Yuddham was happening, the fight was happening. During the war, suddenly, the Duryodhana said to Bhishma, if you think you can kill everyone in one single day, but you are not doing it, you are favoring the opponents. And then Bhishma said, okay, I'm taking a vow, I'm going to kill. Next day, before sunset, I'm going to kill Arjuna. Knowing this, Krishna said to Draupadi, there is only one way you can save your husband. That to go and get blessings from Bhishma. But definitely Bhishma is not going to bless you because he already vowed that he's going to kill her husband. So what to do? No. So he said, okay, we will go to Bhishma, and that night, in the war zone, they were all in their respective tents, and Krishna took Draupadi to Bhishma's tent, and inside the tent, while walking, you cannot go with your sandals on because it's making noise. Bhishma will find that you are coming, someone is coming. So it was dark, there were no lights, suddenly the lights went off. And Draupadi went, and suddenly she went and fell on Bhishma's footsteps. He said, Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. Automatically it came from his mouth because anyone, right? Like they are also big shots or big people. When someone fell on their feet, we say if it is women, they say Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. And then he wondered who was that. And then he looked up and the lights came on. He was really upset. It was Draupadi. Draupadi, what did you do? I took a vow to kill your husband tomorrow morning, and now you are doing this. Who did this? Who gave you this idea? I didn't even hear your sandal sound or you coming into my tent. On behind, Krishna came holding her sandals. This is what God can do if we surrender to Him. When we surrender, it's even like about when we talk about Shiva, interesting story. Another just 3 minutes, okay? I will stop at 8:20. So Shiva, when Vyasa Muni wanted to write this story of Mahabharata, first he went to Brahma, he said, no, I'm not writing. And then he went to Vishnu, he said, no, you better go see Shiva. Then Vyasa went to Shiva and he asked, you have to write when I dictate the story of Mahabharata. He said, oh my goodness, I don't know writing, and I don't know any, I can't write, I don't know writing. And then he said, of course, go see my son, who is really good, he is well learned, and you can go get help from him. He can do the job for you, and that's what Ganapati did. That's the story. But why did Shiva deny it? Do you know? that Shiva didn't know to read and write? Do you know which book he wrote and signed? That was Tiruvasakam. You know, he wanted to wait until his disciple Manikavasakar comes and he dictated and he wrote. You know, that was the book that Shiva wrote, and he didn't want to write anything else before listening to his disciple Manikavasakar and write and make it to the world that he can go to such extent to help devotees. So, having that in mind, coming to temple, surrendering, God takes over our needs and He takes care of our needs. That's what I wanted to convey today. So, okay, now we decided that we are going to come to the temple every day, irrespective of whether it is Navarathri or Sivaratri or whatever Ratri. For me, getting committed so that giving Him a chance to protect us rather than taking the responsibility on our own self. So, having decided, now comes the next question: which one to surrender to? We see so many gods. You know, in Hinduism, I usually tell the kids, whatever you hear about Hinduism is yes and no. Okay? In Hinduism, there is only one God? Yes and no. Is there God or not? Yes and no. You know, there are darshanas like Sankhya Darshana and Yoga Darshana, they don't speak about God at all, but they are still belong to Hinduism. You know, so is there a God? Yes and no. So don't take anything like how you hear. Like you have to contemplate and you have to realize the truth within yourself. So in that way, we have to come, surrender. Which God? Of course, obviously, because it's Navarathri, it should be Shakti. One simple this thing I will tell and I will complete. We are coming to actually not to Amman temple. This is actually Murugan temple. We see Murugan, we see Valli, we see Devani, we see the flag, we see the peacock, we see everything there. Okay, when we come, there is Valli, Murugan, Veil, Seval, everything is there without Devani. Can we worship Murugan? We can. Okay, we come to Murugan temple, there is Murugan, there is Veil, there is the flag, there is peacock, everything, but there is no Valli and Devani. Can we worship Murugan? Yes, we can. We come to temple, there is Murugan, there is no peacock. You know, there are different forms, right? Murugan appears in different forms. There is no peacock, there is no flag, you know, there is no Valli and Devani. Can we worship Murugan? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We come to Murugan temple, everything is there. Valli is there, Devani is there, peacock is there, everything is there except Veil. Can we worship Murugan now? We cannot. Okay? Nothing is there. Even Murugan is not there. Only Veil is there. Can we worship Murugan now? Yes, we can. Because that is the Shakti has given the veil, and that is what even Murugan wants to bless us. He needs that Shakti to bless even his own devotees. So we need Shakti for anything and everything, and we will see elaborate into this topic of Shakti based on the metaphysics and physics and all those stuff. If there are opportunities given by IAS next during this Navarathri period. With that, all devotees having come to Navarathri festival, I pray Ma Shakti